Hey, g'day traders, Sam here from TradeToProspa. Looking at CRV, got a request from one of the guys on YouTube to explain how I got this bottom formation. So it does take a bit of guesswork, obviously. So what I'm going to do is reverse this and let me just come back and explain it to you. Now, when we look at this chart, we can make a number of assumptions, and one way is basically once you get a few pivot points, and in this case, we have a top and we have what looks like a bottom, and usually it's signified by capitulation or a selling climax. And when you have a selling climax, you tend to look for a wick off accumulation, and this doesn't look like a wick off accumulation, not in a bit. So therefore, we also resort to a number of methods. We do our Fibonacci all the way, and what you can assume in some cases is that could be one. So I'm not sure why I did that, but anyway, let's have a look at that. This should be one, and we've got confluence there. Right, so when we do this, we look at commonality. So in this, I'm missing the 0.768, 786, and we will expect a bounce. So what we've got is two methods, this fib fan along with this level fib. So this is going to look like a strong support level, and signified by that previous one. Also, we can say that, okay, the channel's not going to be the easiest because we only got two reference points. So let's play with that a bit. Just bring it down. We've got a number of ways of doing this. Try to pick the middle. This sort of makes sense. Let's do that. Yep. And then we sort of see certain things aligned. The fib fang doesn't mean it's 100% correct. It just means that at some points it can be. So let's clear that up. Now this middle channel is likely to hold it up until it doesn't. So what we have is the 618 and the zero point 0.5 acting as resistance, and therefore we are pretty much coming down. Once you get that set up, we look for elite wave count, and what we've done here is from the top we go, okay, that's a pivot point. That's so we could say that's one, macro 2, macro 3, macro 4. So when you do that, it's an assumption, obviously. So if this is our 4 and this is our 3, well, where would 5 be? So what we do is there's a few methods of doing it, and I suppose you guys can probably learn from this. You could make wave 3 to 4 as a Fibonacci of 0 to 1, like this, and then you look for the fib extension. And we don't know which one's going to be, but we can say that in most likely cases, 1.414 to the 1.618. So that's an area of interest for this to come down to complete wave 5. All right, that's wave 5. However, there is also another way of looking at it, and it's swing low, swing high, and then we'll look for potentially the 1. So the 618 is one way. So yep, that's perfect there. So that does come in. So I do expect this to be a good support level. And then if the 618 gives way, then our wave 5 is going to be a bigger. And you can see how I've done the top to the bottom, and I've got the 1.272 and 1.418 and the 1. So this level of area would be my interest as well. So we're just using Fibonacci. Now we'll look for confluence with the channel that we assumed. So does this make sense that if we lose this level, that then the Fibonacci of 1.414 to the 1.618 comes to the bottom of the channel. So if we were to assume this, yeah, this looks like the bottom of the channel. Starting from there, it's an assumption. Previous bottom would probably spike below it, and then we have probably an accumulation. We'll see that could be a wave 5, and we see some accumulation along the way. However, if it's a real bear market, then this could be wave 3. All right, and what we can have is an A, B, C correction, and then we continue on further down to this level where we have our last wave of a smaller 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 type of thing. So at the moment, this is where I'm looking at for a support level, which is, yeah, I am looking bearish on Bitcoin and so on. So this could be a good level. However, if it's a real big bear market, and depending on a number of conditions, we can potentially come down here as well. So we need to trade this. If this is a selling climax in the near future, yeah, be ready. That's a big drop, 60 something percent. Yeah, that's relatively could be the bottom for this bear market. And what we do is we have our ABC correction, and this could definitely go further up. And we'll look at that breaking this channel. If it breaks this channel, then we can look at the deviation of that channel, and we'll use a pitchfork, and then we'll work out if it's a channel to the upside. And what we'll do is we'll start looking at something like that and see how that moves, if it continue moving up. So we have what's the word? A change in trend, and we'll look at that from that perspective. But it's too early to say at the moment. These are the things that we use from our toolset: Elliott wave, channels, Fibonacci levels, and so on. And obviously, it's got to be correlated to Bitcoin. So that's what I have, and that's how I get the bottoms and the levels. So I'll leave it at that. Hope you like it. Gives you some understanding on how to approach other charts, and I'll leave it at that. Come and give me a like and subscribe. Join my YouTube channel as well, or Telegram group in the signature, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.